Michaela, are you still working now?
Yes, I'm sorry. I think I'll be able to head home soon.
All you do is work. Even though we finally all get to live together, you haven't been fulfilling your duties as a daughter-in-law whatsoever.
I appreciate you for taking the time to do the chores around the house. My work is very important to me.
You are not fit to be a good daughter-in-law.
Why are you bringing this up?
When can I get to see the face of my grandchild?
Huh?
I have no idea why you decided to live with us. You say you have to work all the time, and because of that, you haven't been able to have children. Don't you feel bad for Simon?
I have been seriously considering having children, but that is up to my husband and I. We are not planning on having kids right away.
That doesn't matter. I want to have a grandchild now. You're a lost cause. I dislike you even more now after having to live with you.
I apologize for not meeting your expectations. I'm hopeful about having children. In the long term, I hope that you can eventually look after my child.
There's no way I can wait that long. The fact that you're my daughter-in-law, but you can't have children, is unbelievable. I wish they would just leave already.
I don't know how to respond when you say such things. I don't know how to react.
You're a defective wife. It would be best if you break up with Simon.
Please don't say that. I'll be home soon. Goodbye now.
I can finally kick you out of the house now.
What? What do you mean?
Ellie got pregnant.
She did? That's wonderful.
This is truly some news worth celebrating. We'll have no use for you any longer. Ellie is planning on giving birth when she comes home to visit. So, can you leave?
Huh? Are you seriously asking that?
Obviously, of course I'm going to prioritize my own daughter, who is pregnant, over you. Actually, why are you still even here?
You were the one who wanted me to live with you.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Regardless, I will be prioritizing Ellie, since she's pregnant. She'll be coming home this weekend, so you need to leave as soon as possible. A daughter-in-law without children is worthless.
I understand how you feel. You want to throw me out of the house? But did you discuss this with Simon?
Oh, why would I have to discuss things with Simon?
Why? Because we're married. If I no longer live with you, we will have to move out together. We'll need some time to talk things through.
You won't be needing to do that, since it's only you that has to leave.
Huh? Are you telling me that I have to leave Simon? Simon would never agree to that.
You know that he is my son, right? So of course, he'll listen to what I say. I'll convince him, so it's fine.
That's not the problem.
Why don't you stop complaining and start preparing your things to move out? This is perfect timing, since Simon is on a business trip.
I see. So you really are serious about this?
My daughter is coming back home to have a baby, so you better leave. Don't show your face ever again.
Is that really how you want things to be?
Leave. You're worthless.
Okay. So you seriously mean that? You don't want a daughter-in-law that can't have children? Fine. I will comply with your demands. I don't know what will happen, but I will be moving out.
Go ahead, and never come back.
I'm over this. There's no point in talking to you. I'll be leaving. Thank you for everything.
I heard that you're leaving. I'm sorry, but it was kind of my fault. But feel free to send me a celebratory gift.
You really haven't changed. I heard that you're going home to have the baby. But what are your plans after that?
Huh? What do you mean?
You're planning to live with your parents after that, right? But you haven't solved the problem you were dealing with.
How did you know? Oh yeah, we talked about this.
You're having a child, but is everything okay? Did you discuss this with your husband?
What do you mean, my husband? Who's that? We already got divorced.
Oh, I see. So you guys got divorced after everything. Did you tell your parents about this?
I haven't. When I told my mother that I got pregnant, she was overjoyed. I know that she won't care and will welcome me with open arms. I can depend on my family and get by that way. It's like killing two birds with one stone.
I see. If that's the case, then that's fine. I'm leaving that house anyways.
I don't plan on contacting you any further.
So figure things out with your family. Goodbye. Please, calm down. You've spam called me over 200 times now. This is ridiculous.
It's because you won't answer. I wanted you to pick up right away.
Why? I have no interest in talking to you any further. There's nothing to talk about.
You don't have to go as far as to say that. As your mother-in-law, I would like to speak with you. Answer the phone now.
Stop it. I told you, I'm not answering.
Huh?
I'm so done putting up with this. How long will it be until you stop thinking only about yourself? I already know why you're calling. You found out that I was the one paying for your living expenses. And now you're in shock because you realized after you had already kicked me out. That's why now you're frantically trying to contact me, right?
So it's true. What Simon said was true. I can't believe this. How were you able to pay for so much?
Isn't it obvious that I had to step up since Simon was unemployed? I tried my best to make enough for the both of us. I kept working overtime to be able to afford our daily expenses. I even used that money to take care of your guys' daily expenses as well. But perhaps you weren't aware of the real situation.
There's no way that Simon could have been unemployed. I thought he was just saying that to take your side.
He didn't tell you because he didn't want you to worry. But the company he worked at went bankrupt, so he had no choice. He didn't even receive a severance payment, so he just lost his job in the blink of an eye. That's why he actually hasn't been on a business trip. He went to another city to look for a new job.
What? Another city? Why would he purposely go off to another city?
Because I was stressed out about living with you. My job is remote, so it doesn't matter anyways. If we were to move to a different city, then we would no longer live with you. We thought that would be the best.
So you wanted to move out all along?
Isn't it obvious? You kept asking me where's my grandchild. You even called me a defective product. How am I supposed to enjoy myself living with you?
But the fact that you can't have a child is true.
We want to have kids once Simon has been re-employed and starts earning a stable income. We discussed and decided this together.
What? Really?
Yet here you are, not knowing anything. You didn't know that I pay for your livelihood. And you call me a defective daughter-in-law who works too much?
How was I supposed to know that?
And now you can't pay for all your expenses. So you contact me because you're in trouble. I don't have any plans to help you out now. It's not my job.
Wait, don't say that. I just didn't know. Come back. Help with your family's expenses.
No, my husband has found a new place to work. So we'll be moving there together. And Simon is really mad about what you said. He's planning on cutting off ties with you.
What? He wants to cut off ties with me. Not only you, but Simon too.
Of course. You kicked me out of the house and proudly laughed at me. That's why we will move out on our own accord as a couple. And we'll also be breaking off ties with you.
Aren't you being a bit dramatic? How can you say that? Ellie is coming home soon. So let's be a happy family together.
What are you saying? I have no intention of doing that. Oh yeah, I didn't say anything because I assumed you didn't know. But Ellie's child isn't her husband's.
What?
Ellie is pregnant, but it's not her husband's kid. Her husband made her pay for some damages. And probably pressured her for a divorce.
I have no idea what you're talking about. There's no way this is true. Ellie would never do something like that.
Ellie's husband can't even physically have a baby.
What?
She kept cheating on her husband, which is probably why this happened. But now Ellie is in a ton of debt and doesn't know who the baby father is. Her husband couldn't handle her any longer.
What debt? Hold on a second. So that means Ellie has already gotten divorced?
Yep. That's why she has nowhere else to return to. She's probably planning on living at your house from now on, even though you guys will be barely scraping by. You have even more baggage to deal with now. But I know that you really wanted to have a grandchild. So I guess it doesn't matter that you won't know who the father is.
This can't be true. How come I don't know any of this, even though I'm the mother? And yet someone unrelated like you knows.
She knew that I was making a decent amount of money working. So she kept asking me for money.
What? Ellie did that.
At first, she told me how she was scared her husband was going to dump her, so I felt bad and lent her some money. But of course, she never returned the money, so I stopped lending to her altogether. In the end, Ellie just gave that money to young men anyways. It was absolutely the right decision for me to stop lending to her.
What in the world are you talking about? There's no way this can be true. My daughter would never.
Well, you wanted to see your grandchild, so didn't this work out well for you?
But what will happen with our living expenses? If you and Simon leave, how am I supposed to live?
Why don't you get a job? You're just a stranger to us now, so we have no intention of helping you.
Do you have no compassion? Are you abandoning us?
Don't forget that the one who kicked me out was you.
I know, but I take back what I said. Come back home.
There's no way I'm going back to you, old hag. I never want to see you again.
Do you really have to say that?
I hope you have a fun life with your irresponsible daughter and your cute grandchild, but you'll probably have a rough time working. In the end, no matter how much Stella cried, Michaela continued to ignore her. Michaela and her husband moved to a city together far away. Stella was left by her son and his wife, even though she had no income. And in return, she had to take care of her heavy-spending daughter, which is why she eventually went out to get a job. She's working hard to pay off Ellie's debt, who can't work now since she's pregnant, which is why Stella has virtually no free time now. She seems to regret the decisions she's made, but it's no use because her life won't change no matter how regretful she becomes.